used as a slang for a white woman who perceives as entitled or demanding beyond the scope. Karen is not a definition for black women, but you had Negroes trying to crowbar that in when the definition, when you just look it up, tells you that a Karen is a white woman perceived as entitled or demanding beyond the scope of what is norm. The term is often portrayed in memes depicting white women who use their white privilege. Does it remind you of someone right now? Does it remind you of someone you see on the screen there? Using their white privilege to demand their own way. That's what a Karen is, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let anybody on YouTube or anywhere give you some BS about, well, Karen, it could be any woman. No, it has been depicted as being designated as
tell the truth.
White women, because in the Karens, as you can see her on there, talk about how we need more Karens, and I like Karens, and I'm pro Karens, and Karens are the ones that are harming black people. Jason, I'm telling you right now, Jason Black did the right thing exposing the hypocrisy on YouTube, and particularly in black YouTube. And the only reason why most of these Negroes are running around doing their damage control is because Jason Black exposed it. Other than that, if this video had never come out on the business like it did, it would be business as usual with this Karen. The whole kiki and ha-ha would continue if no one like him was willing to expose it, bring it to the light. I always like to know who your racists are. People who smile at you, who employ you, put you on their podcast and kiki and laugh at you and laugh with you, and you think that they're cool. Just because she can get on here with some black women in the UK and talk about black relationships and wax poetically, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean squat diddly. Black folks, we gotta wake up. We gotta stop being duped. She's duped us because we've allowed it. We are the fault for this. We can, as much as we can try to blame her, no, we gotta blame ourselves. Look at ourselves in the mirror and say, why do we fall for this? You got Adam 22 or 21, same thing with him. He's come in and he's making money over there on Jumper, No Jumper, because look at who he's got working behind the scenes and podcasting with him. Grifting off of black culture. Yet even Adam 22 will sit up here with a white supremacist.
Let me go ahead and find something right quick. The fellow who was supposed to be debating Richard, talking about agreeing, the fellow who was supposed to be debating him doesn't really do a whole lot of debating him.
I'm sure you played this one, not to poke at your past.
Listen to what Richard now,
right?
now look.
You ask people involved in BLM.
Now look, that's Richard Spencer on the left. Jason Black has interviewed him in his documentary to show how these white supremacists work and operate and think. Not to kiki and laugh with him. Now that's Destiny over there with the blue hair. He's supposed to be liberal. He's supposed to be an ally. And he's agreeing with the white supremacists. That's what Jason Black's talking about.
How many unarmed black? I'm curious.
No Jumper. And a lot of y'all Negroes watch No Jumper. You support the No Jumper. You support Adam 21 or 22 or whatever his name is. And then you got black people on the show that support this because the white man is giving them their daily bread. Here we go.
Chris, how many unarmed black men do you think are killed every year by the police?
I'm only going to play a little bit of this.
Billions. Yeah, millions, billions.
It's unfair putting on.
Now you see how they're laughing when he asked the question, how many black men do you think are deleted by the police? And they're laughing and kikiing and hee-heeing. That's what I'm talking about.
Relatively
Yeah.
small number, right? Yeah.
It's like people might say like a relatively small number of deaths, like maybe like 500. It's like 12.
Right.
It's a very small number. But like, think about it this way: it's an expression of what.
Now, this is the white dude that Adam brought on allegedly to debate Richard. And yet he comes out sounding more alt-right than Richard. guy that Adam chose. Adam chose this guy. Could have chosen somebody black. Could have chosen Umar Johnson. Could have chosen somebody who would be actually qualified to do this. He chooses a white fella, and then, amazingly enough, what do you know? It's a white dude who's sitting there agreeing with Richard and expressing Richard's talking points. Mm-hmm. That's the guy that Adam chose to quote-unquote debate. But wait a minute, now you notice I haven't skipped forward anything. Notice it keeps going.
They feel. I think we have. It's my.
Richard Spencer is gonna say something that's insidious right now about black people talking about that we got this fantasy. Check this out.
Not very well be rational, and you can shove statistics down their throat, but it's an expression of how they feel, and it might even be a certain kind of fantasy element to it as well.
Saying that our feelings about what's happening to us in this country is a fantasy. This is Richard Spencer, a known white supremacist on No Jumper. Y'all Negroes be watching this show. Y'all give him lots of support, lots of views, but y'all won't give a brother like me views. You won't give black folks in YouTube that give you the real deal the views. You won't come over here and support and blow our channels up, but you blow up the Adam 21s or 22s, what have you, this white boy with all the tattoos on his body. You blow their channels up. And he brings people like this on and kikis and hee-hees with him, just like Pearly. And Pearly's interviewed Adam as well. They're all in a basket together.
In the sense that they do feel out of place and oppressed and not making it or something. It also expresses a certain kind of fantasy of, like, to make a
there we go with that fantasy word
that
again.
is invisible in a way, visible.
Yeah, that's what I said before. It feels good to have the patriarchy to fight against, right? Or have cops to fight against, because you get this, because there is a lot of.
Let me say what's up to my main man, Brother Max V World. Y'all check him out as well. Peace to you, Brother Max. Thank you for coming over and giving me support. I had to do this one. Let's continue.
Frustration in general in life, and that's probably part of life.
It feels good to have the patriarchy or cops to fight against. This is the guy who was supposed to be debating Richard Spencer. I could play Richard Spencer's clips and quotes in here, but I thought it more interesting to play for you all allegedly the guy who was there, quote unquote, to debate Richard Spencer.
Facts. Jason Black is 100% right tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's supposed to be debating against him, but he's making Richard Spencer's point. Then he turns around and says that we sort of enjoy the idea of fighting against the patriarchy of white supremacy or white people and the police. Black people, we actually wake up every day of our lives and we enjoy having to deal with the police. We enjoy having to deal with the system. We didn't ask for it. And this guy right here, Destiny's supposed to be a liberal white boy with the blue hair. He's also been with Pearly as well. He's been on her show as well. All these people run in the same circle together, ladies and gentlemen. And what's up to M Music Man 1982? And everybody in the chat room. Let me just stop that right there. I just wanted to give you a little taste of that. Now I want to play all of that. Let me play one more of these videos. Let me see if this is the one I need to play here. Check this out.
JustPearlyThings thinks of African immigrants versus black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundationals. I wonder what she thinks of that. If we get into the immigration discussion, I wonder what she's gonna say.
I wonder too,
if
brother.
you ask her about that.
Let's see.
Brace yourselves, all of her supporters.
Right. No, and that's not a conservative position, especially not 50 million people in 10 years.
Right.
Because America's got 300 million, so, what is that, 1/6 of the population in 10 years?
And so why is that?
Why does he support that?
No, why are you against him? Pro? Because in my head, see, I hire people from Africa,
Right.
Shout out Blessing.
Yeah.
And
I hire people from Africa. Isn't that a blessing?
often work harder than the people that are from America.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know that that's been an old stereotypical BS that Africans, you know, this is all code talk. They're really talking about black people. You know why? Because as I said before, I listened to the rest of this. I didn't get a chance to clip it, but Nick Fuentes says that the Africans are more diligent than black Americans. Oh, yes. So they're really talking about us. They're just talking in code. These white folks, when they get around each other, they really talk to each other and express to each other how they really think. And then when they get around black people and they podcast with us, they act like they really down. They're really down with us. Then when they get amongst themselves, whether it be her and Adam 22 or Destiny, who's supposed to be an ally, and now Nick Fuentes and anyone else that she's run with, they all run in these circles where they have this white nationalist ideology to them. But then they'll be like, oh gosh, that's my bad. I didn't know what I was thinking. I made a stupid statement. Then when you listen to their videos, they were clear on what they were saying. Clear.
So in my head, it's like, wouldn't it help us economically if we had more, like, if they had a certain, like, mindset in order?
Well, if black people had, they're talking about black people here, if we had a certain mindset, hasn't that been the history when it comes to white people that are racist, that are white supremacists, who they always have said that black people, there's something wrong with our brain, right? You saw it in Django Unchained when they had that scene with the skull, and they were saying that there was something different about black people's skull. They always try to attack our minds, and when white people get together and think like this, they try to do it in this very subtle way to make it look like they're not trying to be racist or biased towards us, when in fact they are. It's coded language. And she was smiling the whole time talking to this guy. Let's get back to the rest of this.
I told you you were going to get your heart.
There it is, folks. There it is. All right. Now, before I go to the video that's really going to set it off tonight, there's people out there that say, well, Jason Black never shows himself. Jason Black, do we even know if he's black? Is he real? Is he legitimate? I'm telling you right now, Jason Black is really a real black man. He does really exist. He isn't a figment of imagination. He isn't a phantom opera, a phantom of the opera, because I've got the infinitive proof tonight. Now, I know a lot of you out there are going to try to screenshot this and sneak shot it, but I'm only going to put it on my screen for a quick moment. If you want to know who the real Jason Black is, of the Black Channel, I know who he is. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad that he exposed this for what it's worth. But here is Jason Black of the Black Channel. Here he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all you get.
What Miss PearlyThings thinks of African immigrants versus black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundations. I wonder what she thinks.
I'm going to stop that right there. Now, as I've made that clear, a clear reality of what's going on here, let me go ahead and show you another video. This was on Obsidian's channel yesterday, when I think E Black confronted her on the nonsense. This is where it gets really interesting, and I picked out some very interesting clips for you. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Greetings, bro.
Hi.
My
Everybody's
issue
polite.
mainly was I did want an apology, so I do thank you for at least doing that. I do want
This is what I want to say. I know E Black. He has a YouTube channel. I personally, it's just my personal feeling about this. We have to stop thinking white people, when they get caught like this, in trouble, with their foot in the jar, when they get caught with their racism and their bias and their hypocrisy, we gotta stop saying to them, thank you for giving us an apology. We ain't gotta thank them for nothing. It's what she should have done, not what we gotta thank her for. Keep that in mind.
To talk about the optics of two younger whites continuing white supremacist talking points, and are you saying sorry because it's backfiring to your audience, or are you just saying sorry because it's the right thing to do?
Fair use
because
for education.
I want you to understand that you're in the entertainment industry, but it's a unique industry that men are looking for help. They're vulnerable.
E Black, love you, brother, but I gotta say this to you personally. Why would black men or any men be looking to a 27-year-old woman of Caucasian background who's never been married, has no kids, she's only 27 years old, hasn't lived any life, and she has a poor frame of reference when it comes to history because she calls Alex Haley some guy who did the roots. Any man that needs this woman to give them help on how to be a man and feel despair, that's a sad man, and a sad circumstances, brother E Black. Let's continue.
They're more than likely to repeat certain talking points that you may have.
No man, wait a minute. No man should be repeating her talking points, because her talking points. This is what she's done. All this woman has done is taken the talking points that she's heard from the manosphere. I told you she spent money picking Kevin Samuel's head. She's using men's talking points and repackaged it in her podcast out there in England and reselling to you the shit that you already know. And you didn't allow her to get money off of it, and you've blown her podcast up. I think O'Shea said today on Riz channel that she's got like 88 million views, like bam. Her videos are coming out like out of she's cutting those videos up, repurposing them, because she's got black people, African people working for her like little L's for Santa Claus. Let's get back to it.
I was saying sorry because I regret not preparing better for that, and I regret some of the things I said in that interview.
No, you regret getting busted, because if this had never been exposed by Jason Black, if he had never exposed this, if he had never exposed, that's Jason Black right there, if he had never exposed it, you wouldn't be sorry about nothing, Pearly. You would still be, that video would still be up. It would be business as usual. That's facts, and y'all know it.
Tell the truth. So you're not sorry because you made a statement about slavery?
No, that's one of the things that I said during that interview. So, sorry, go ahead.
Well, because the issue that, like I said, the optics of two white younger people talking about slavery and Holocaust to an audience that is open to influential behavior. I would like an apology about that, because I think that's the point that, because let's be honest, in this world we're trying to eradicate a lot of things, the ills of society. And I just think you're just another case of continuing the white supremacy talking points. It's just, I don't think, do you understand that? Or
I'm just confused as to what we're disagreeing on. Because I thought we were on the same page. I said I shouldn't have made those remarks, so I'm just confused a little bit.
You said you shouldn't have made it, but do you understand why you shouldn't have? You shouldn't have made it because it messes up the bag and is going to make a lot of black people mad, or are you just saying
I shouldn't have made it because I wasn't qualified qualified and it was incorrect, and I never want to spread misinformation on my show. So
I would like to ask E Black this question, since we're talking about this at this time. I would like to ask the following question. What was your view of Oprah Winfrey?
Is shaking his head after she made those statements, and then Asinian's going to bring up this goofy Oprah Winfrey, who is a professional interviewer who brought the Ku Klux, I think the Ku Klux Klan was on the show because they were trying to expose them. She interviews people like that and exposes them. And Oprah, Jason Black, and anyone who's interviewed, they're not laughing and kikiing with these people. This woman was kikiing with Nick Fuentes. That's the difference. Get that through your thick head. Man, we got people on YouTube who ain't that intelligent. They're really not that intelligent. All these Negroes spend all their time on YouTube crying and whining about women. It's funny to me. They get up here, treat the white woman like she's gold. And if a black woman had did something on YouTube, y'all be jumping all over her. Y'all wouldn't be polite. Y'all be cutting her off, jumping all over her, calling her all kind of names. White women get caught in her racism, and y'all want to be all polite and be on y'all best black behavior.
I'm just confused as to what we're disagreeing on. Because I thought
this is what I had stepped away for a moment. You see, E Black said some very important things to her, and what did she do? She played the "I'm confused," but on the other video that I played you, she sat up there and repeatedly said it was stupid what I did. I was wrong. I was this. I was that. And then when he comes up here and says something very poignant to her, she acts like she don't understand what he's saying. I thought we were on the same page, she says to him. Let's play this again because I had to step away for a minute.
Well, because the issue that, like I said, the optics of two white younger people talking about slavery and Holocaust to an audience that is open to influential behavior. I would like an apology about that, because I think that's the point that, because let's be honest, in this world we're trying to
it doesn't matter if she gives an apology, because you notice when he's talking, she's going she's basically saying, Negro, hurry up and say what you got to say, because I'm just going to tell you that I don't know what you're talking about.
Eradicate a lot of things, the ills of society. And I just think you're just another case of continuing the white supremacy talking points. It's just
very true.
I don't
very
think
true.
you understand that.
Very true, E Black.
What are we? I'm just confused as to.
Boom! You hear that? This is what white people, when they get caught in their racism, they start playing this "I'm confused, I didn't know." But on the other video that I played again, she knew exactly what she was saying because she said it. But all of a sudden she's confused when he says something that's very on point. You see the game?
But we're disagreeing.
If you see what I'm hearing and if you're hearing what I'm hearing, put a 7 in the chat room. The contradiction, the hypocrisy.
Agreeing on? Because I thought we were on the same page.
I thought we were on the same page.
Shouldn't have made those remarks, so I'm just confused a little bit.
I'm just confused.
You said you shouldn't have made it, but do you understand why you shouldn't have? You shouldn't have made it because...
So she says that I should have not made it, but I'm just confused. She's basically trying to say, she wants to move on from it. Let's just keep it real. She thinks that she's doing them a favor, even coming over to the channel. I'm white, not say so. Kind of attitude. If you understand what I'm saying, you're with what I'm saying, hit a 7 in the chat room.
Messes up the bag and it's going to make a lot of black people mad, or you just saying
I shouldn't have made it because I wasn't qualified and it was incorrect, and I never want to spread misinformation on my show. So
I would like to ask E Black this question, since we're we're talking about this at this time.
See, here comes this dumb question.
I would like to ask the following question. What was your view of Oprah Winfrey? In her early days, she got started around circa 1983, 1984 in Chicago. She would frequently have on Klansmen. Yeah. Okay? Old school, stomped down.
Right.
You know,
she did. And she exposed them. She wasn't kikiing and laughing with them and meeting with them multiple times on interviews and podcasts, laughing and kikiing with them, Arsenio. Your statement, your question is a disingenuous question because you know that these people like Oprah Winfrey are professional people who are not interviewing to get a kiki and a laugh with these people. It's to expose them. You ain't got no problem. You didn't have Phil Donahue did the same thing. He would have all types of people on his show to expose people. Black people didn't jump all over Phil Donahue for that because we understood that Phil Donahue wasn't bringing Ku Klux Klansmen on his show. Remember Phil Donahue back in the day? Yep. He wasn't bringing them on there because he was kikiing and laughing with them. He wanted to expose them. And black people didn't have a problem with Donahue. So don't make it this thing about, oh, see, it's only because she white. Nah, there's been plenty of white folks who have exposed racist people on their TV shows, and black people didn't have a problem with that because why? They weren't kikiing and laughing with them. And black people, for the most part, weren't even messing with this woman until Jason Black exposed her. And he should have exposed her. And I'm glad he did.
On her show. What is your position on Mr. Jason Black? Who put together several documentaries in which he met face to face with the likes of a Jared Taylor for the record.
Right. That's true. And that whole documentary was him exposing the racism in white America. And he had a conversation with Jared Taylor to get information on how these white supremacists think and operate. Not to kiki and laugh. You didn't see Jason Black on video kikiing and laughing with him. He wanted us to see how they think and operate. It was a documentary.
I have interviewed Jared Taylor. Would you suggest, sir, that Oprah Winfrey, Jason Black, and yours truly are also promoting white supremacist talking points?
No. BS. I call BS on this. This is BS. 100% BS. No, he's not. He's doing quite the opposite. Once again, this is called doing damage control for Pearly. Just Pearly. This is all this is. Doing damage control for her. Negroes on YouTube making excuses for her behavior. Black people, oh my God, making excuses for her, but you wouldn't make excuses for people that look just like you if we did something that you didn't like. And we see, like I said, we'll dox each other on these YouTube streets. We do all sort of horrible things towards each other. And we won't have any mercy on one another, but you want to go easy on Pearly. You want to do damage control. You want to curate the interview to make her look clean on the outside. I see what it is. It's hypocrisy. Damn, all the dudes that I know that I grew up with, people I went to college with, dudes that I know, they don't be on YouTube and social media crying and whining about women because they're too busy winning with women. It's just the dudes who can't or are not winning, not getting the women that they want, the dudes that's 5 foot tall, 4 foot tall, all that sort of stuff. Dudes who got all type of issues, can't get women, so they spend all their time whining about women that they don't want, which doesn't even make sense. Damn, man, y'all grown-ass men continue. It's the year 2023, and we still talking about the same stuff that we was talking about in 2014, 15, 16. Man, y'all material is old. It's like an old album. Get back in the studio and make new material. Your material is getting stale.
person. She does this for a living. It's a business to her.
No.
My issue, like I said, to all those people, they understand what they're getting into. The issue with Pearl is I don't think she understands what she's getting into and the influence that she made.
Let's stop that right there, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I tell you, man. Let's go to the next video clip. This is a good one right here. This is Brother Amari, who really went in on her. I wish I had a clip with JustPearlyThings. I don't think I have one with him going in, but let's check out a Brother Amari right here.
With your interaction with Nick Fuentes, which speaks to how problematic it was bringing a known white supremacist, white nationalist onto your panel, onto your show, and then addressing the reparations piece. You mentioned how that you acknowledged your advantages as a white woman from a two-parent household, and how that basically gave you a leg up. But then out the other side of your mouth, you're against reparations. And I think this is what happens, that when we talk about racism, when we talk about white supremacy, something doesn't have to be race-based in order for it to reinforce white supremacy. It can be like what you're displaying by acknowledging how you're very privileged, not because you're only white, but because you're a woman and because you're from a
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to, if you can, if it's possible, I don't know if you're looking at this on a desktop, you should look at her expression. That's another thing I noticed on this panel. She had this expression on her face, almost this expression like, I just can't wait till these people stop talking to me. Just sort of smug expression. Look at her. She had an expression on her. If you can see that for yourself, she just had a look of like, look, I done already gave you Negroes a video where I took the video down. I told y'all it was a bad idea what I did. Now please get over it. That's the look that she's got while he's talking. Go right ahead again, Amari. Get on.
Two-parent and middle-class background, and how those advantages from those three different perspectives gives you a leg up over black people in this country who, because of racism, have not been able to experience what we would consider the traditional American dream. And I think this is as I'm sitting there listening to your explanations and the things you're saying, this is what's creating a problem for me, because it's double speak, it's double talk. You mentioned about how men are discriminated against in this society, and again earlier you mentioned how because you're a white woman from a middle class background, how you have a certain level of advantage. And then finally, the only thing I want to say, I have no problem with anybody advocating for men. I do think we do need male advocacy in this country. My problem is from content creators like yourself and Andrew Tate and others, is we want to blame women for the problems of men, when if you want to say that men are being discriminated against, we never talk about who's discriminating against them. It's not women discriminating against men, it's other men. You know what I'm saying? It's men who are driving these larger socioeconomic dynamics that's putting many average men in a rough spot. It's not coming from women, but yet when we see the content from so-called male advocates, they only speak to women as if it's somehow the responsibility of women to give men some type of purpose.
Tell the truth.
In life, when a lot of these problems are being spearheaded by men. And now just
All right, let's go to the next video. We're getting close to conclusion, folks. I thank you all for rocking with me. I want to say thank you, everybody that's here in the chat room. I really appreciate you all being here. Everyone that's here, if I see you full circle. William, William 44454. Sister Carlin, 2-star. Sister Chica, Carlin's 2-star. I never can say that name right. Thank you for being over here, sister. I do see you. Oh, we got my man on One Lifestyle. Let me, wait a minute, man. Let me get this. Let me pull him up. Yeah, that's my man right there. Let's get him up here like that, like so. And let me pull this up right there.
Tell the truth.
All right. This brother right here has a fantastic, this is a brother right here, fantastic gaming channel. Make sure y'all check out Lifestyle, On One Lifestyle, great gaming channel. great brother here. Thank you for coming over, brother. I'm gonna give you a clap. Thank you. And everybody in the chat room, I really appreciate all of you. But now we got to get to the next video clip that I hope is the one that is needed. Now let me see. Yeah, this is the one that's needed next. Check this out.
Would you agree that's what got you your traction with a rap video covering?
No, well, no.
Now, remember she used to do, let me see this here. Remember she used to do rap video where she would critique rap videos. But this is powerful from my man, Super Sly 75. Shout out to him if he's out there tonight. Shout out to you, brother. Because he really put her in a box here. You can tell the question he asked her was very poignant. This is why we as black people have to protect our culture. We can't let anybody just come on in. This woman has little to no understanding of black culture. Look at how he asked her this question, and she basically exposes herself. And he did a masterful job as the way he did this. This is Super Sly 75.
Right there. Would you agree that's what got you your traction with a rap video covering?
No, well, no, because it all depends, right? So I got I'm not trying to give you. I have to give you a nuanced answer.
I don't need a long-winded answer. I'm going somewhere with this. So basically, right, roughly 5-6 years ago, you just became immersed in black culture, correct?
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You see?
Are you afraid of
Wait a
competition?
minute. You see, he asked her a very poignant question, and what did she say? I don't know. She doesn't know, but yet she's giving advice to black people. Yes, she's putting black people on her podcast. Yes, she's giving dating advice and getting involved in black issues. And he asked her a very poignant question, and she don't know. So you don't know, but all of a sudden you become the expert on giving us advice on your podcast. Because it was black people who got her podcast rocking in the first place. I find it very interesting. Let's continue.
Content.
Oh, sorry. Am I afraid of competition? No.
Regarding your content, are you afraid of competition?
No.
Okay. If it's just between me and you, would you admit, like, the content you cover with black folk, you kind of slum it a bit, hanging out with the blacks because it's an easy grip? Yes or no? Would you ever say that?
Super Sly 75 talking.
Would you believe that someone could see that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay, so you don't think your content with black people, with these low-level questions and topics, you don't think it's a quick fix, a quick lick?
No.
Okay. Given everything you've heard, you've answered these questions for the last 4 or 5 hours, do you believe that black folks are extremely forgiving to white people?
I don't know.
So every black man that came before you today, you don't think in the back of your mind, geez, I can pretty much say anything to black people about black people, and as long as I come here and say I'm sorry, they'll forgive me. Do you believe that at all? Or would you even admit to that?
That certainly was not a thought.
But is it a thought now?
Now that I heard you say it, I thought it when I had to listen to it, but before that, no.
So you're gonna walk away from this not thinking I could pretty much say anything to my black constituents and they'll forgive me, and I can get away with pretty much murder. You won't think that moving forward?
No. I would think, oh my gosh, this is
okay.
crazy.
Final question.
Ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't have an answer for anything that Super Sly is asking her. He's asking her very poignant questions. He's to the point. He ain't playing no games up there with her. He ain't playing this riding Miss Daisy crap. He ain't buck dancing. He ain't raccooning. And you notice how she can't answer nothing. When E-Black asked her the question about the white supremacy and the messaging and what she was doing with that interview with him, she tried to play this, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought we were on the same page. I'm confused. Then Super Sly comes up, asks her poignant questions. She ain't got nothing to say. She's confused again. My man Amari, the Liberator, he gets up there and asks her some questions. She really ain't got nothing to say, and I'm going to play you something else that he said to her in a moment. Let's play this out, ladies and gentlemen.
My question to get up out of here. So will you continue to do content featuring black people, solely black people?
It will be a mix of people. Anyone that wants to come on the show, reach out to my recruiters.
I hear you saying that, but the majority of the people that come to you are black people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, because you
they
made a point about pivoting, because I personally want you to pivot away to show everybody how foolish they are. But I don't think you will do it because the money is too easy to hang with black folks.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna put you on a pedestal.
Right.
Yes or no?
What did I just tell you all, ladies and gentlemen? In our country, white women have been pedestalized. We've been culturally conditioned to see white is right, even when it comes to beauty standards. Blue eyes, blonde hair, those are the beauty standards that were put out there when we were growing up as kids. All the makeup and cosmetics were originally designed for white women in mind. All the beauty magazines had white women on there. It wasn't until many years that they first put a black model on there. Beverly Johnson, for example. Everything in this world, historically, it was white men that put his woman on a pedestal. And psychologically, black people, some of us, not all of us, we still fall to that cultural conditioning.
Yes.
And that's why
yes.
on that panel,
yes,
some of those Negroes were acting like butlers, acting like Stephen and Django Unchained. Not all of them, because certainly Sly went at him. E Black asked her a tough question. Amari asked her a tough question. I particularly picked out those clips because I wanted to show you how she was trying to play dumb. Let's continue.
That they put me on a pedestal? No.
So you don't believe these people put you on a pedestal?
I would say if they did, there would not have been videos made about me the last 5 days.
That's a nothing burger. That's a nothing burger.
Maybe to you, but it actually affected me a lot. So maybe to you it's nothing, but
it hasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, it has not affected her. It might have affected her emotionally because she's getting all this pushback. So emotionally, she's probably a little deterred, maybe, but it hasn't affected her channel. She's not losing subscribers. She's still getting great views on videos.
Oh.
It might be affecting her because she got busted.
Right.
That's why she's not happy.
Right.
Because she got exposed by Jason Black of the Black Channel.
Right.
And in Jason Black exposing this, he also exposed some of the buck dancers that we have on YouTube. We got a lot of them. I want to say this again. Jason Black actually exposed some of our raccoons on YouTube. It's almost like, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to bed, let's say you live in a dirty house, and you got roaches, but you don't see the roaches during the day, but you see the roaches at night. And you go to the kitchen for a late night snack. You open the door, you look down, and there's roaches all over the place. The roaches are coming on out of the woodworks. And when you turn the light on, matter of fact, when you turn that kitchen light on, or that light in the refrigerator, the roaches are running all over the place hiding. That's what Jason Black did when he exposed this. Now all the black folks who are taking up for this nonsense, they're all running around trying to explain themselves, making excuses, trying to justify by jumping out the window and bringing up Oprah Winfrey and other celebrities or people who that's their job to interview people. That's their job to interview people, but their job is not to kiki and ha-ha with people and sit up there and say that black people mythologize our history in slavery, that we make up stories, that we don't have a great work ethic, that those interviewers are not laughing about Karens and saying, well, I like Karens, and Karens are good for us to have, even though Karens are the ones that are doing what? Harassing black people. But I'm glad this came out. something and it shows you what they really all are about. Half of this shit on YouTube is just people trying to get a bag. That's why people get into the narratives about whether it be issues around black female relationships with black men and the whole back and forth, because there's people on YouTube who are monetizing it. They're getting money off of it. Like I said before, if they really want a solution, they don't want a solution, because if you create a solution to the problems, now you can't make money off a problem that doesn't exist because you found a solution to it. So the goal is to keep this thing going, milk that cow until the cow come home, make money, and keep these narratives and these agendas going to enrich certain people's pockets on YouTube. Because some people need YouTube to make money. YouTube doesn't pay my bills. I have a professional job. But some Negroes are on YouTube 24/7 because this is how they eat. Which is kind of goofy to me, because you should never rely on YouTube, because YouTube could go away tomorrow. Anything can happen. And you look stupid. Let's continue.
It took me a lot.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. Oh, my final thing. The buff dude, the guy that dances for gay men, or gay stripper. What is your issue?
Yeah, it looks like I got involved with this guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
They were going at each other.
Would you call me? I'm the buff gay dude.
But don't you dance for men?
No, I'm an entertainer. I
No,
dance.
nigga, but don't you dance for men? Yes or no?
No,
I don't even know why would he want to hear from you. You dance for men.
We can get into it.
Tell the truth.
That was a whole nother subject, ladies and gentlemen, that was going on there when Super Slide went into that with that cat there. But we got the Faith Factor, who just gave me a beautiful super chat. And let me put this up here.
I'm gonna stop it right there. But another YouTube channel I want to go to cover this topic was this person.
Building and protecting wealth is more daunting than ever. Amid global...
All right, let's see what MTR has to say.
I wish you luck, and I don't.
Wow.
I really don't. I don't wish the luck to racist.
Oh, I'm not racist.
Yes you are. Yes you are, Nick.
Yeah, I am a little bit
Yeah,
racist.
and the Italians, we do not claim you.
So this is I guess she's on a platform with Nick Fuentes, and woo. All right, MTR. Oh, hey, the Italian. I gotta change up my thumbnail. All right, I should do that while this plays, right? If I could put him on the thumbnail, people come and watch. He still claim you. You're the one dating a black guy.
Harrison Family Channel.
CP, what? Yeah, I'm gonna leave this up, okay? CP, thank you. Thank you for putting that. Disclaimer.
Danger.
There's gonna be some triggering stuff in this video. I already know. But just understand the context. Toxicity is profitable. The reason why they have these kind of spaces and they talk about these kinds of things is because it's profitable. So I'm not playing this to profit off of it. I want to show you guys what people are giving money to.
Danger.
So, as Ruslan would say, hide your wives, hide your kids, and all that stuff. So let's go. Wait, he proposed to her and he said no? Wait, context please. Context is. Alright. Please. Alright, let's keep playing. Right,
I'm not going to beat around the bush for this conversation. I'm going to get straight to the point. Pearl, you f***ed up. You knowingly invited.
Thank you. He muted the bad words. Alright, thank you, CP. Alright, thank you.
A white supremacist and a self-proclaimed racist onto a platform which is primarily supported by, at least initially, and produced by black people. This comes across as insensitive to downright nasty. And I want to be clear, it's not just inviting said person to the conversation that's upsetting, because conversations with people who don't agree with each other or don't agree with a particular position, if done in a healthy way, can promote civil discourse. But your up was to not only not defend the people who helped create the content on your platform, but to also push a narrative that is insensitive and damaging to those very same people. Pearl, you know that your staff is mostly black people, and I'm talking about from a production perspective.
I'm gonna pause it because I don't want him like hit me up and copyright. You guys listening? You guys are listening? Yes, he did play a part in letting her. Yeah. He was definitely on her platform too. Yeah. And in his initial response to it, it seemed like he was defending her and coming off soft. And this could be the case. It could be the case, but he got a lot of heat from his community. He came off very soft, and in order for him not to lose subscribers, he had to come in a little bit harder, which most people tend to do. But let's continue.
As well as a talent perspective. You also know that the majority of your content utilizes black people talking about black relationship issues. You could have had.
And that's another thing, right? When you have a moderator who is not of the community, getting two people of the community talking about the ills of the community, right? That's for entertainment purposes. Know what that is? It's modern day. You know how back in the day, right? Historical content, historical documents, noted that slave masters would take the alpha, black slave of one plantation and put them in against the alpha black slave in another plantation, have them fight, while the white masters would watch and bet on it. Yeah, it's sort of like that. It's sort of like that. Not as severe, but at the root of it, it's sort of like that. When you have somebody outside the community, like, who's the dude from Cleveland? He was the mayor, Jerry Springer, right? They all did it. And they profited off of the hurt. They use African Americans who support them as minstrels. And people are entertained by it, and they're profiting over it. Much like hip hop music, where those executives who are not of the community are funding music that encourages people in the community to kill each other or to R-word each other,
N-word each other,
call each other B's and H's and 304s and N-words. They fund that.
Yep.
And we support it.
Yep.
And we support it. Let's continue.
Had black people sitting in the same room with this person in order to combat some of the hellacious things that was coming out of his mouth, or to have.
And if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. Greatly appreciate it. We have a few of you guys watching. Hit that like button. It will help the YouTube algorithm share this video out. And if you would like to join the conversation, I have the number and the link pinned in the comment section if you guys would like to join. And also, if you would like to just leave a comment down below if you're watching the replay, let us know what you think. I would greatly appreciate your addition to this conversation and this content.
A different perspective that would have lent itself well to demonstrate the respect for the people that watch your content. And
I can't front. The brother's a good communicator. The boy can talk. The brother can talk.
That you employ. I don't think that your platform would be as big as what it is today if it wasn't for the essential.
It's not a matter of thinking. We know that it would not be as big. Would not.
Utilization of black people, black relationship topics, and black talent. And the talent came from all over. When you include the likes of an Andrew Tate, all the way down to a Brittany Renner. And even from a content creator perspective, from me to a Melanie King, to a Sarah Garvey, to a King Riches, to an Auntie Jenny. So for those just unaware of what's been going on, Pearl has recently come under fire for these particular comments.
I'm trying to get my Africans in America. My Africans. Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
They're gonna be in trouble. This sounds similar to.
And when you refer to my Africans, like, when you refer to a genre as yours, like my Africans, like I have students. I call them my students. Right? I have students of all different races and ethnicities and backgrounds. I'm not saying that's my Italian student. That's my, Nigerian, like that. Why do people why do certain genres, why do certain demographics feel the need to refer to people as that? It's not
Right.
endearing to say my Africans.
Exactly.
Because it's possessive.
Exactly.
As if we belong to you or they belong to you.
Exactly.
So that's problematic also.
To the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible, it was. Right. But they want to make it like more.
So this is a replay of what I showed you guys. But
more horrible.
I'm just going to commentate on it.
So that they can control people.
Now what's crazy is that I came across these comments while I was live streaming a couple of days ago, and what started out as a laughy jokey live stream where I wanted to talk about my time up in London quickly diverted to one of the worst live streams that I've ever had in my life. And honestly, it was a trip to hell as I discovered the magnitude of the conversation that she had with this figure by the name of Nick Fuentes, specific to the comments regarding slavery being embellished. I said this on the stream and I maintain it today that Pearl needs to be held responsible for this comment, likening a quote from the writer of Roots explaining a myth for his people to hold on to does not negate the documented history of the atrocities that happened to black people. And I'd argue that Roots was a light depiction of the savagery that my forefathers had to go through to ensure that I would be here today. But let me explain.
And just to give you guys also, I was alive. What was I alive? No, I wasn't. But I remember watching Roots, right? Understand this. This is how, back in the 80s, I remember it aired on TV in the 80s. I think it did that. I remember Shaka Zulu watching that. It would never have aired on television, right, if it was not a light depiction of what was actually happening. Ever. Ever. A demographic who owned the media does not want content, right, that makes the people who own the media look bad. It's just illogical to think so.
And a little bit further, how thoroughly that this actually is, because for me it comes down to a question of ethics. You're interviewing a known Nazi sympathizer and an anti-black creator and not offering any pushbacks whatsoever. And in fact,
great point, MTR. Great point. So, what was the purpose of having him on the show, other than, if you're not going to give him pushback on his talking points? Because the one when he talked about how he doesn't agree with everything that happened in the Holocaust that was depicted, right? Instead of giving him pushback, she actually agreed by saying, yeah, just like the blacks who embellish, paraphrasing, embellish the events of slavery. It wasn't. I'm not saying that it wasn't horrible, but it may not have been as horrible as they depicted it to be.
I'm gonna stop it right there. You know about what really what comes down to how she really see black people. You ever see this movie? And she grew up in a privileged background. And I'm gonna tell you, art imitates life. How she see black people. Remember Richard Pryor in this movie? The toy? Yeah, anybody remember this movie back in the 80s? And it's this rich white man. This rich white man takes his kid to the store, and Richard, who plays the character of a janitor, and he said, I want the black guy. I want the black guy. People like Pearl, that's how they see us, ladies and gentlemen. That's how they see black people. Entertain their kid and be like a toy to them. That's why they so nonchalant. That's why they so nonchalant. This is the truth. Y'all remember this. That's even though this is a picture, but this is, imagine putting Pearl up there over them black folks. And that's how she want to pull it. That's what she want to be. She probably seen this movie because she come from a privileged background. See, these people who come from a privileged background, that's what they see. When they see black people, they see them as entertainment. They see you as a toy. They don't see you as human. And you see the pictures. I want to show you this. That's how they see black folks. That's how they see you. That's why she's so nonchalant. This is the truth. They have the mindset like that. And I can't play because copyright. But that's how they see black people. Go see this movie. Watch this show. And that tells you about some white people like Pearl. Because that's probably what the daddy showed. That's why they're not so caring. They don't care. They never had to deal with confrontation. They don't know how to have a seriously adult someone to confront them on their crap because they're privileged. And they probably, in their mind, they really were, they're spoiled. And if they throw a tantrum, they would probably throw a fit. Then their daddy would come behind and give her something. Oh, I know that type. So she's from a privileged background. So that's how they see. So the white people, she was kind of quirky with the white people because they probably were rocking with her. So they kicked her out, and some of them probably can't stand her. So she came over to the black section, and then that's how she got blew up. And so they confronting her, but she really showing her true behind. She did that on purpose. She really did. But I'm just making this video as a teaching one for any black person that's watching this video, because that's the ideology of some of them think when we're not in their presence. That's how they see us. And sooner or later, what comes in, what they hold in, it comes out. It comes out. And ever since the video cameras, because some people, the devil make them show what they is. God had the devil expose them what they really are. And what's really on the deep inside. And everybody kind of shocked and like, oh my goodness. No. What you see, that's what it is. They do that for attention. That's what she did it for. She don't care nothing about black people. She don't have a heart. She come from a privileged background. How's Spike gonna relate to you? But this is why I had to show the video, to wake people's eyes up. Because this is gonna bring it all and show the video. I had to show it like this. And these dumb fools, like the ones who caping for her, they don't even know. That's how some white people see you. Just like that movie, The Toy. I'm sorry to say that, it's the truth. Because they never really been around black people. So they probably from out in some Midwestern town where it's 99% white. And the only time they see white people, black people is on TV, on the news. And learn from news to hip hop. So they start jigging. They start trying to come into identity and try to mimic you, walk with your notation. Say, yeah, I'll be down. I got my black brothers down there. Yeah, but that's my niggas down there, man. Them are boys. Or they get loud, emulated. You know the type when you come across one. You know if someone's real or if they're real with it or they're just being so emulated over the top. And you look back in their background, they come from some little country bunking town where people don't even act like that out there. And I've been out in the little rural areas and in the suburbs. Most people don't do that. They in the country music, rock music. They do their own thing. And she grew up with like Nick Fuentes. He's it's like a typical college young man that was in college playing pranks on people, probably in some fraternities, stick pipes up dudes' butts and and pour whipped cream on and stuff like that. That's what they do. They do quirky, weird stuff like that. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, you got whipped cream all over your underwear. They do some crazy stuff like that. White dudes do some crazy things. And it's, oh my God, and the girls start laughing. So I'm like, oh, that's so gross. They're a whole different breed of people. Black people. Some white people as a whole. Even when they pull pranks on you, it's a whole, anybody black know what I'm talking about that's been out around them. They know I'm telling the truth. They do some quirky thing like, what the hell? That's what they do. All right, I'm going to cut this video, but just, yeah, that's what it comes down to. She never really been around different ethnic groups of people. So she goes over it, and then this the silly part. Now you're going to have to set it off where the black Britons, you got a black American, see the black Britons, hopefully this don't happen, but she played one against the other, and along with the Africans and other people. They don't even see it coming. All right then. That's what she doing. That's what they do. They run game. That's how stuff gets started, and we turn the guns on each other, and everything, and delete each other over women like that, because they be the instigator, and sit back laughing. I'm telling you, them black men better understand what warfare really is. It's not warfare. It's warfare to play your emotions. Black women, it's to play your emotions. That's what they do. That's how when they come around you, that's what they do, because they see that black people get so emotional. So they think that you're going to fall for it. That's what they do. I'm just giving you game from my perspective. All right, then, you guys have a good one. Till next time, James out.